Electrics, everybody's talking about electrics. SUVs, everybody's buying SUVs. So it is no surprise that Tata Motors' big concept, which is going to go into production very soon, and we're going to talk about towards the end of this video, is this, the Curvv concept, which is an EV. It will also have an ICE powertrain later on, but this is an EV concept, an SUV coupe, one of the first SUV coupes that is going to hit the Indian roads come early next year, early to mid of next year. This video, we're going to talk about the styling of the SUV concept. We're going to talk to the head of design. We're going to talk about the managing director of Tata Motors, about EVs and the way forward for Tata Motors. But first, let's talk about the styling of this car. Let's start with the face, which previews Tata Motors' new family look, particularly the full-width LED DRL that will be a design signature for all their electric vehicles. It gives off a futuristic vibe, will be unmissable on the road, and also visually stretches out the SUV, making it look even bigger. The DRL extensions at the end, which goes into the fenders, that will display battery status while charging, and could even make it into production. As for the Tata logo, there have been a lot of comments on social media that Tata Motors should transition to a new logo. What do you think? Let us know in the comments section. The sharply tapering tail section gives the Curvv a dramatic back end, and in profile, it definitely reminds you of the BMW X4 and even the Lamborghini Urus, both great places to draw inspiration from. Over at the rear, the full-width LED tail lamps, the minimal badging, all of that will make it into production. These are concept car interiors, but a lot of things that you see on these interiors is going to make it into production. Now, this piano black element on the steering wheel, this is going to be the new Tata Motors signature for their steering wheels. The Tata logo, that glows. So when you switch on the car, the Tata Motors logo, it comes alive. So it's like a pulsing heartbeat. This aircon panel, it's also going to be a touchscreen panel. So Martin said that the traditional knobs, oven knobs as he called it, that's going to go in all future Tata cars, and you're going to have this touchscreen piano black panel. The screens on the production car are going to be like this. So it gives Tata Motors the flexibility to offer smaller screens on the base variants, bigger screens on the top end variants. So it gives a lot of scalability also, because a car like this has to last for say 7 years. So what is going to happen in 7 years time, who knows? But these screens can be upgraded very easily. Of course, you have to have a panoramic sunroof. So this has got a glass sunroof, but you will get a panoramic sunroof. This is going to be a proper 5-seater because this is going to go up against the likes of the Creta. Martin, he also pointed out the seat fabrics. So maybe that's something that's going to come into production. Who knows? Of course, you're going to get a full panel out here. So this is also a bit concept car-y. But more or less, this previews the future idea behind Tata Motors' design language. And if you noticed, when that door opened, there was no door handle out there. And that's going to carry on into the production car. They're going to have flush door handles. So that's also going to be a really cool thing. Minimalistic, reductionism, those are the talking points on the Tata Curvv concept. I'm not sitting inside because this is a concept car. So the big talking point on the design of the Curvv is this SUV coupe roofline, and when it goes into production, it'll be one of the first SUV coupes that are made in India. Now, usually we'd run you through a styling walk around, but instead we asked Martin, the head of design at Tata Motors, to point out his top 5 in terms of design of the Curvv.
Well, the first I would say is the silhouette. It's the coupe roofline. This took a lot of work, a lot of proportion work, but ultimately we got a silhouette that's really sporty and dynamic. The second is the surfacing. So what we wanted to do is, as I said, we call it digital design. So that we use the digital process now more and more from an analog sketching process. But what we did, I have a belief that design should be less is more. So you can see we made a very clean body side, but at the same time it has a lot of tension, and all the lines that you do have are extremely sharp and precise.
All right.
That's followed up with the third element that I would say is the detailing. So you look at this wheel, this is actually quite a flat dish-like wheel, but at the same time the attention to detail, the fluting, and you can see that throughout the vehicle, even on all of the surfaces, the sort of B surfaces, they add that sort of element of perceived quality to the overall design that really lifts the product. What we're really proud of, and we made a real statement, is on the materials and the color and the fabrics on the interior. So if you look at the seat design and also the instrument panel, we're using a sustainable material that has a gradation from light to dark. And this creates a real sporty, I would say, athletic aspect to the car, which really mirrors the overall character of the product. Okay, so the final element that we're really happy about is this horizontal light guide. The DRL is now combined with the light signature that really communicates the fact that this is an EV. It creates a really unique EV down the road signature for Tata Motors.
So if this is ready to production, what is it based on? Now, it is not based on the Nexon EV. Instead, it is based on the D8 platform that is used in the Safari and the Harrier, the Land Rover designed platform. Okay, hold up. That's not entirely accurate. Now, Tata Motors' platform engineering head said that the Curvv, it uses an amalgamation of parts from its current ICE product. So that means a little bit of the Harrier, a little bit of the Nexon. But they also told us that the final production version will continue with the flat floor. Neither the Harrier nor the Nexon has a flat floor. So obviously, some heavy re-engineering has gone into it. Also remember, the final production version will carry on with 19-inch wheels, and the Nexon currently, it can't take more than the 16s that it already runs. So definitely there has been a heavy amount of work that has gone into it, and you could call this more or less an all-new platform, but more will be revealed closer to the launch. Now, this is going to be with the powertrain also, an ICE powertrain. So first it will launch with the EV, and then you will get the ICE. The ICE includes the 2-liter diesel. Now, of course, they have not told us what is going to be there, but we assume that it's going to have the 2-liter diesel and also the rumored 1.5 turbo petrol that is under development currently. As for the ICE, now this is the Gen 2 platform in terms of the EV architecture, and they claim a range of 400 to 500 kilometers. The claim range for the Nexon EV is around 313. So this will be significantly better in terms of the range. They're also talking about DC fast charging, so it will be able to juice up quicker, and it will be ready for when 2 years later, the technological advancements that you see out there, this should be ready to take on the rivals that will be there at that time. The Nexon EV, it uses NFP technology, but with the range that they're talking about, 400 to 500 kilometers, obviously the battery packs are going to evolve, and we assume that this, when it hits production, will have lithium-ion technology. Also, they're talking about 10 EVs over the next 5 years, and in that they say that they will also have a Gen 3 platform. This has the Gen 2 platform. How important are electrics to Tata Motors' passenger car division? Let's speak to the Managing Director, Shailesh Chandra, about EVs in Tata Motors.
So see, electrification is one choice that we made some 3-4 years back, betting on this space, given that this is the imperative for the country, and we wanted to be an early mover as far as this is concerned. And we have clearly seen in the last 3-4 years that all the notions, whether it's too early for electric vehicles as far as the Indian market is concerned, I think that has got broken. Not only in terms of those who are the critiques of electric vehicles, but from a consumer mindset perspective also. You are seeing that already there is an explosion of demand as far as electric vehicles are concerned in all the categories. I'm not only talking about the four-wheeler as a category, but in cars also. Just take the last 2 to 3 years journey. Every year we have grown by 3.5 to 4 times. Last year actually 5 times. And therefore, I clearly see that EVs have hit an inflection point, and therefore you're seeing a very steep ramp up of demand. It is all about how you're able to ramp up your supplies. So therefore, what we are showcasing here today, which is a concept, within 2 years what we are trying to launch, is coming with first an EV version. And that itself is a big message in terms of how confident we are about EV as a space.
So the Curvv concept, when it comes into production, and it is coming into production like you said, where does it slot into the Tata Motors range?
So see, dimensionally this is a 4.3 meter length car, but I don't want to box it in a dimension, right? Because the consumers don't see it in that fashion. consumer really see a budget, they see a feature list, and they see the aesthetics of a product. And this is absolutely a white space here. This is combining practicality with elegance, absolutely a new concept which is more sleek, more expressive, more differentiated, and therefore it is going to really appeal to the new age customers who are, more bold, confident, and actually look for products which break the clutter.
And how important is design in something like this and in a segment like this, especially when you're looking at EV enthusiasts who are a little future forward than the rest of the consumers?
Absolutely. EV customers right now, since we are in the phase of early adopters and early majority, these are very discerning customers. They look at each and every detail of a car, whether it is the technology embedded in the car or whether it is the whole styling, the detailing of each and every element. At the same time, they look for simplicity, because if you just present to them with too many, design lines and all, they find it very loud. They are very detail oriented, very discerning, but at the same time have a very simplistic kind of a thought process.
Looking at the demand for the Nexon EV, it is silly to say is India or ask if India is ready for EVs, because obviously there is a lot of demand for EVs, but there are requirements in terms of infrastructure. So what are the challenges that you see in terms of mass adoption of EVs?
There are two key challenges which I would say are left. One is that range needs to be enhanced more from where we are today. With Nexon EV, you said it is still a medium range vehicle, which is 313 kilometers as a certified range, and you would get about 70% as the real range with that. So range needs to move up. The charging infrastructure, especially on the highways, need to come up, because for a city use, you absolutely don't need any public charging infrastructure. 96% of the people are charging at home, the 20,000 buyers that we have, and they are very comfortable. They don't have to anymore go to a petrol station to refuel their car and all. So if we are able to take care of the charging infra on the highways with enhanced range, I think these two in combination is going to take away most of the barriers that exist in the electric vehicle space. I think we are moving in that direction very fast.
Tata Motors has got great form in terms of translating concept cars into production-ready vehicles. There's not much that changes from concept to production. What we're seeing now on the Curvv, what will be toned down for the final road-going car?
So see, as I said, that now it is less than 2 years is what we are targeting, which means that the work has been going for quite some time. So there is a certain level of design maturity and extent of work which has got completed. So there are certain elements which you would like to show in a concept car, and that is what is going to change. But I would say majority of what you see here today is what should be going forward to the production car also.
What's your favorite feature on the Curvv?
I would say what I like about this car is first, the whole roof line, the way it slopes down. I'm a fan of that. And I like simplicity in design. It just gives you that premiumness and elegance. At the same time, every element that you see, it talks technology, it talks digital. And I think these are the elements which I really like. And the sturdiness of this vehicle and the look. So it's a very, very sweet mix of, practicality and elegance. And in a 4.3 meter car, the kind of spaciousness that you get a feel when you sit inside is immense for this size of a car. So these are the elements.
Final question, and that's something that all our viewers have also been asking. The Sierra concept that you showed at the last Auto Expo, is that coming? Should we wait for it?
I would say that people should wait for it, because we have shown a concept. It's a brand which is very strong, and we would definitely like to bring it to life.
So the Sierra has not been put on the back shelf?
I would not say that anything has been put to the back shelf. We have shown.
So. All right. Thank you, Shailesh, and all the best to you and the team. It's a fantastic looking concept, and if this is what is going to hit the roads, it's great. Our roads will look so much nicer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
This might be a concept, but it is ready for production. They say 2 years, but we assume that early to mid of next year, this should hit the roads. What it will be named, who knows? But this right now is the Curvv concept. This is going to be 4.3 meters in length, and it will go up straight against the Creta. It will launch with an EV powertrain, but it will have ICE powertrains also very soon. So it will cater to the mass market, and this will be a mass market car for Tata Motors. What is going to be toned down for production? Those wheels, those are 20-inch wheels. Those will go down to 19 inches. That signature that you see, the lighting signature, that is going to remain exactly as it is on the production car, and that is going to be the future face of Tata EVs. All next generation Tata EVs are going to have the full-length LED DRLs. The mirrors that you see, obviously those are going to be normal mirrors. It's not going to be those thin things out there. But the SUV coupe roofline, that is going to be as it is. The wheel arch caps is only going to change very slightly. Otherwise, it's going to remain more or less like that. The design of the wheels also will be sort of futuristic, like what you see out here. So overall, what you see is almost close to production to what you're going to get come 2023, early, mid 2023, and that is going to be a really cool thing, and it's going to make our roads a really cool place to see cars on. This is going to really change things for Tata Motors.